Aries. Okay, first of all, not doing first parts in the face with the face. Card's already coming out for you because there are some things, other things I have to do, and this way is just a little bit more efficient for me right now, so I'm joining most of the other YouTubers in this. Secondly, I will be coming out with other services by the end of this, by Aries season, I should say. And so be on the lookout for that. I'll talk about them a little bit more. More of an infusion of different things that I do, because doing one is not enough. Even though I'm doing it, I will be more vocal about it during these readings as well. So if you want to work with me at all, information is below. How to reach me best is my email. Even a calendar link if you really feel inclined to book as well. Again, I'm just finding my own way through this, and I think you understand that. And I appreciate you being here. So let's get into your reading. We'll still have the second part. It's an extended if you're interested, by the way. This will be the new beginning, and then the other part is when we get more and deeper into it. So I'd say altogether it could be anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes long between the both of them. So Knight of Swords into King of Swords is you quickly realizing how different it is to go from being someone who is able to shift and move and provide to someone who is discerning, disciplined, understands the long term. You know, from growing into a boy or a girl, or going from a young person, let's just say that, a young person, into an adult. It's very clear, Jupiter being in your sign right now, we'll get more into that into the next part. Venus is also in your sign, which is making a lot of things around love, money, how you spend, how you utilize, how you distribute resources, what you buy, what you care more about is coming into play, and how even some certain parts of you, even tastes are changing, and you're like, whoa, this is interesting. You might not even notice. Could be someone else that notices. But this is, if you're someone who's looking for more stability, more discipline, I would say have a discipline, start with a disciplined, like, active routine. So if you need to wake yourself up or begin focus, or you always have this extra energy that you could be dimming down by eating certain foods, or, you know, too much stimulation actually makes it worse, or you're just someone who wants a different way to utilize it, I would highly recommend using your body, because that is what is going to help you transmute it the best. Because when you actively tire yourself out, you know what you can handle, you know how to calm yourself down. And I wouldn't say like go right into seated meditation, but you could go from a very vigorous activated activity or workout to something very slow, and then find your middle ground, or that could just work for you. And why I say this is because when you overactivate your body, when you sometimes don't know if you're moving forward or not. You sometimes don't know how to focus your mental energy. So if you take anywhere from 10 to an hour a day, whatever, 10 minutes to an hour, whatever you choose to do, if you're focusing on impacting your body, no matter what it is, and that's the intention, then already your energy starts to focus there. So imagine, going about your day, you've been thinking about, you want to run. You really want to run, or you really want to go, need to do this one thing. You need to go do this errand, but you're not doing it, but you're doing everything else, but that's still on your mind. So it's like that. You want it out of your mind. Why? Because if it's out of your mind, it's not getting stuck in your body. If it gets stuck in your mind, it gets stuck in your body. And certain things are uncovering themselves to you in this way, where you've realized that you've been a part of what's kept your view a little bit more jaded. Where you could have, in this month, could show you where people are a little flaky. You're like, why? Why are people so flaky? I am so disciplined. You're like, oh, I just started being disciplined. Like, yeah. Like Aries will have plans and then be somewhere else that same day and want to hang out with, want to change you know what I mean? It's like you want to be in control of that, and I get it. But there are some people that you may not realize as this is turning through you this month that you need to say no to or let go of. Something about it just doesn't feel right. It feels off. You are becoming a source of great power to yourself. Aquarius season showed you something really huge. It helped you prioritize your energy. You kind of had no choice too. Sometimes the universe does this thing where you become very structured in your day and you don't realize it's happening, but because you have so much to do or so much work or something's becoming more successful and you're like, okay, this kind of life isn't working anymore. I need to shift in this direction, but I don't want to lose this part of me. I just want to integrate it more. Right? And things are in your sign, so you feel like, okay, sometimes you're tired, sometimes you don't want to do it, but then there are plenty of times you're just like, okay, how do I use this? How do I utilize this? And you're able to clearly emit that energy. You're clearly able to shift that energy. So it's like if you think about Reiki, right? Yes, I practice Reiki, and that's something that I want to offer more. I do in person and distance healing, and it works. So let me share. Why did I say that to you before? Well, if you take Reiki, for example, usually someone wants to focus on one thing, or you're guided as the vessel, the in-between, to go to one space to help transmute love. So you focus on that place to transmute love, but internally it's affecting everything else. It's helping everything else. And when you love something, when you really learn to love a part of yourself, you give yourself what you need. So whether it's vigorous exercise or just any kind of exercise or something to get your body moving differently, you in turn are loving yourself. And then you realize that this way of being a little bit more flaky than normal, or a little bit more, you talk it, but you don't always walk it. You're wanting to really shift this part of you, realizing like, okay, I have all this, I have a lot to work with. I have a lot to be thankful for. A lot is bearing fruit, but there's still this part of me that's like, what am I not seeing? What am I missing? And naturally, instinctively, life, then you might not even realize you said it, could be just a passing thought. And then life comes, and Mercury being in Aquarius delivers that knowledge to you. And you realize that it's time to look at it a different way, or look a different way, or take it for what it is. It's a part of that turning into the king. You want to have a little bit more control in places that matter. And this season kind of gets into a lot of different spaces just for you to realize where it is that you need this, maybe this action plan, or this just willingness to say no or to stop any habit that is keeping you from progressing in a way in which like you can have so much, right? But you still will see a series of maybe difficulties or challenges, because you're being asked if you have graduated, pretty much. Like, we want to give you more, we need to end some things too. It's how these cycles work. We talked a little about Uranus being in your 12th house. So Uranus being in your 12th house, no, sorry, not your 12th house. I'm sorry. If you're a Aries ascending, Taurus is in your 2nd house right now. So it's revolutionizing money, resources, how you spend, right? This is only going to make things better. Yeah, it doesn't maybe feel the best or fun right now, but it is, if you look at it that way. And also, it sucks to see things for what they really are sometimes, but you want to before your season. Your season is coming. Spring is coming, you know. There's just something about you that wants to realize where the upgrade is needed, and you're willing to put in that work. Because you can find yourself, if you don't let it out through your body almost, if you don't find the way to get in there and exhaust certain parts, you can be letting it out through your mouth or looking for a way to let it out, and the universe brings you a way that you're maybe used to, but it's just not good for you. You know, attracting, you know, even drama, when you could just look at it for what it is and be like, nah, this doesn't work for me anymore. I'm not giving into that anymore. It's that great discernment to your emotional health, which then in turn helps your mental and your physical health, which I think is the link. And I've helped people. I do life coaching along with readings and all of the stuff. And it's important. You're important. You're loving yourself in a way where discipline isn't constraint. All right, Aries. See you in a few and next month. Happy early birthday.